Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindubhayavacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Before meeting Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, I had heard many things about him. I had the first chance to see him in 1974, I think it was. He came to New York from India. At that time, he displayed his beautiful etiquette. He brought wonderful presents for the deities. He brought silver shoes and silver goblets with some water from holy places, as well as the dust from the Dham. This is just a nice little example in which we can understand how Srila Gurudev was always very, very expert in dealing with different situations. He could handle situations, even the most difficult situations, with great ease. He could make everyone feel relaxed in his presence. Later on, I joined him in he took me to the Philippines. We were preaching in the Philippines. To give you some understanding of what kind of preacher he was, that although the Philippines is, it's not an easy country to preach in, it's a Catholic country, and we're not a very big movement or a very big influence there. But still, Goswami Maharaj was able to meet with the president of the country. At that time it was Marcos. And he also had very good meetings with the cardinals, who were the head of the Catholic Church there. At that time, he would put philosophical questions to them, like, can you tell me about the activities of God in the spiritual world? Things like this. And they would just say, well, we don't know about these things. There's so many different... He had 5 questions and they couldn't answer any of them. So this is the kind of preacher he was. He didn't do things in a small way. In 88, we went into China. And we went into China, Prabhupada came to America, he could speak English. We went to China. We couldn't speak a word of Chinese. Except for Eka Chakra Prabhu, he could speak a little bit at that time. Anyhow, we were impossible was a word in the Fool's Dictionary, and certainly Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, it wasn't in his dictionary. So he took us into China, and after we got some devotees, I remember he came to me and he said, now I can understand why Prabhupada sent me to China. These people know what discipline is. So that was how Tamal Krishna Maharaj was. He expected discipline. And I recognized that China was a good place for him because people knew what discipline is there and they could take it. We would have programs. We would rent the presidential suite in some hotel. And then we would smuggle in gas cylinders and stoves into the presidential suite, as well as all the other things necessary to cook. And we'd have all the devotees come. And we'd have chanting and dancing and feasting in the presidential suite for a few days. After we'd been there for a few days, then the hotel staff would become a little alert. And they would, when our devotee would go to the counter to pay the bill, they would say, we heard you're cooking and dancing and singing. And the devotee would go, who, us? Not us. Just totally deny it. And so we do this thing, city after city, time after time. We had to pick different hotels each time because they would get a little wise, that we know you people, you've been here before. They don't rent the presidential suite too often, especially foreigners. So this was our preaching. This was our style of preaching. Tamal Krishna Goswami, I remember I wrote to him after he started his college preaching. I wrote to him. I said, just as Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya surrendered to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then all the scholars of India, they also surrendered to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So I said, in the same way, I'm looking forward to see all the scholars surrender to you. So he was so happy. He said, thank you very much. I think I will always remember, I will always treasure in my heart these last 10 days here, because I thought he seemed so much peaceful and at ease with himself here. More than any other place, any other time. He seemed very happy here to be with so many God brothers and chanting and having nice programs with the Chinese devotees. He brought the Chinese devotees, the Taiwanese devotees to Prabhupada's room. Said to Prabhupada that now I've brought the Chinese devotees to see you, Prabhupada. So the last thing I want to say was I just thought that for his departure, that he chose the best time and the best place. Because if his samadhi had been in Govardhan, then not so many devotees go there, and it's not so easily accessible for all the devotees. But to have his samadhi here in Mayapur, it's very wonderful. And also, because it's a Mayapur festival, that so many devotees could be here to honor him. So Krishna arranges that his devotees can be glorified. It is simply the arrangement of Krishna. As the devotees want to serve Krishna, Krishna likes to glorify and serve his own devotees. Some people may say that Tamal Krishna Goswami used them. But he was used by Prabhupada. Keshava Bharati Prabhu pointed out that Prabhupada used Tamal Krishna Goswami. Many people would say, Tamal Krishna Goswami used me. Yes, he used everyone, but never for his own sense gratification. He only used them for the service of Krishna and to spread the glories of Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.